and welcome. I've seen his journey for the past many years and away from the imagery of masculine men and bravado on screen, here is this epitome of confidence and grace on screen. For those who still rave about macho men in celluloid, I must tell you that the times have changed. And now it is the gentlemen who are the talk of the town. I'm speaking to one of them, and he's one of my favorites too. I've told Amit sir about it. He is Mr. Abhishek Bachchan. How are you, Abhishek?
I am very well, Atika. Thank you for those kind words.
बड़े कलरफुल कपड़े पहने आज आपने. कहाँ हैं आप?
मैं फिलहाल लखनऊ में हूँ. I'm shooting for my film 10वीं over here. So.
And I have told you, वो हमारा शहर है, तो हमारे शहर का आपको सलाम. I'll tell you a very nice couplet. आप दे दीजिएगा अपने सेट पे, किसी कोई शेर सुना दीजिएगा.
जी.
तहजीब कोई मेरी नजर में जचेगी क्या, मेरी निगाह शौक ने देखा है लखनऊ.
वाह.
So I'm sure you're having a good time, and let's talk about the Big Bull. I want to start with Abhishek. Big Bull में जो आपके producer हैं अजय देवगन. In fact, I had a meeting with him a couple of days ago when the team had called me to see the trailer, and we got talking about you, and we were discussing कि आपकी journey, अजय और आपकी journey कितनी लंबी है. One, he's been an actor in the films that you, as ABCL, had produced. Then you had a big commercial blockbuster with him called Bol Bachchan. And now you're an actor and he's the producer. Tell me about this camaraderie, and can two actors be good friends in the industry?
Oh, absolutely. And all my colleagues are testimony to that. I've known Ajay since I was a kid. Both our fathers worked a lot together. Viruji, his father, was one of the most respected stunt directors in the film industry, who did innumerable amount of films with my father. And obviously, whenever he used to accompany his father and I used to accompany mine, we used to meet on the set. But that was more just casual and social. We also grew up in the same neighborhood. And although much older, I've known him since then. But the first time I actually got to know him really well was when I was a production boy for a film that we were producing called Major Saab, in which he was acting. And Ajay completely just took me under his wing and taught me so much of what I know today about the film industry. I had just freshly come back from college. So, getting acquainted with the film industry is something that I did through the lens of Ajay Devgan. Since then, we've been very, very close. He's somebody I have immense respect for. Firstly, as an artist, for the choices that he makes, for the kind of films that he does, for the entertainment that he provides to the audience. And equally as a person, he's been a very, very dear friend, a very solid friend. Anybody who knows Ajay Devgan, and there aren't very many, he's very shy.
Yes.
Will tell you that the one quality that he has, he's very solid. He's always there when you need him. He's not very social, but you know that if you ever require him, he's the kind of guy who will always be there for you. We've done several films together, actually, be it Zameen, which happened to be Rohit Shetty's first film, LOC, then obviously we've done movies like Bol Bachchan, which he co-produced, and now The Big Bull. So Ajay is like family for me, and I absolutely believe that that two actors can be friends. They should be friends. I don't believe in this whole concept of toxic competition. Competition is very important. It's important to have competitors because they push you. They push you to do better. But I firmly believe in terms of professional competition, my only competition is myself. You have to better yourself.
Yes.
Like I said, all my colleagues that I've worked with or that I know are testimony that actors can be friends. We're all friends, a whole load of us. We're in touch, not just while we're making movies, but even off camera. And Ajay is one of my closest. He also happens to be my neighbor, so that helps.
The Juhu boys, huh?
Yes.
Did you have a lot of fun while growing up together?
Well, like I said, he was about 6 years senior to me, so I can't say that I had a lot of fun with him in that sense. He was somebody that we had a lot of respect for because he was an elder.
Yeah.
But yes, I've had a lot of fun with him ever since we started working, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm your neighbor too, and I've often seen you drive around sitting in the front seat of
Okay.
your car. Okay. Abhishek, one thing I really like about you is that you are pretty confident. I mean, people might not notice, or maybe they will notice this couple of years down the line. Uh, you are very generous with your praise for your competition. And one of the reasons why I say this is industry में हमने जो पिछले कई सालों में देखा है, there are newspapers who have these competition index कि इस हफ्ते का hottest actor कौन है, इस हफ्ते हम इसको performance पे इतना rate करते हैं, इसको इतना, it's almost like creating a sense of insecure and toxic competition between the actors. And then there is this concept called mainstream actor and TV actor and web series actor and chota actor and bada actor and purana actor and naya actor, which is like very weird. From where do you get this very, very high self-esteem from, which makes you praise liberally your very close competitors?
You know, these polls that we don't do them. With all due
Mm.
respect, the media does it. And I get why they do it. You know, there's a constant need to fill the pages. There's a constant need to write stuff. And we as humans also somewhere like comparisons. It's human nature to compare.
Yeah.
Survival of the fittest, you know, who's the best. It's something that we all want to know.
Mm.
That's not something, to be very honest, that actors don't think about. And any actor who tells you that, oh, I don't think about that is lying.
Mm.
You want to be the best. You want to be considered the best. You want to be acknowledged as the best. That's a very basic human desire. And there's nothing wrong in that. And I really feel, you know, very honestly, I don't understand this whole concept of, you know, oh, you know, you did a great job. You know, sorry you didn't win, but you did a great job. That's very nice. It's great for confidence. But, you know, the world is very difficult. It's not easy to survive. Nothing is going to come to you easily. You have to work very hard to achieve whatever you want to achieve. You have to sacrifice a lot. This film industry demands blood, sweat, and tears. It is a very lonely, painful, arduous journey to survive in this film industry. That is the price of your art. It's not okay just to show up. It's not okay just to participate. You have to give your best. And I think, you know, somewhere, I think we need to maybe turn that prism a bit. It's all very nice to be socially and politically correct and say, oh, you know, it doesn't matter if you won or you lost, you showed up and here's 10 points for just participating. No.
Yeah.
You know, you have to go out there, work very hard and do your best. So keeping that attitude in mind, I'm very competitive. I don't like losing. I want to give my best because I believe I give my work my best. And I think that's something that needs to be acknowledged and praised. And that's how we're going to improve.
Yes.
Now, are we okay making, oh, who's this hottest star? Who's that hottest star? It's something that needs to happen. And I'm okay with it. You know, I remember reading several interviews of many actors that in the past, and they used to be asked that, you know, oh, where do you stand in the rat race? And they're like, oh, I'm not here to be part of the rat race. Guess what? You know, the world perceives you like that. So accept it, stop denying it, get on with it and do your best.
Correct.
So I think it's important to allow competition to push you to be the best you can be.
Yes.
So competition is imperative. Is it truly fair? Is it truly fair to judge 5 different performances by 5 different individuals with the same standard? It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand if all actors did the same role with the same direction and then you judge them. When we give examinations, we all get graded on the same paper.
Yes.
In an art form, it's very different. So it's a very difficult task. But having said that, I think you have to be hungry. You have to want to go out there and prove yourself. And if there's people out there that are doing great work, you have to acknowledge it. And when I acknowledge it, it's not just trying to be superficial. I genuinely mean it. That is great work. You have to applaud great work, and you have to use that as a goalpost. You have to use that as a standard, saying, okay, that's great. I'm going to try and match that. I'm going to try and better that. It's high time we started speaking about it in a more healthy way, as in more of a toxic environment, like, oh, you know, I'm trying to pull that one down. No, I'm not trying to put you down. I'm in fact popping you up, and I'm saying I'm going to try and jump higher than you. I'm going to run faster than you. I'm going to act better than you. that's what I have to do to be able to get up every morning and go to work.
Yeah. Abhishek, before you, or maybe about 20 years ago, the heroes in our industry were they kind of were the symbols of machoism. And you, by virtue of your personal life, as well as the characters that you've portrayed, that gentleman, in terms of books, I must say that there was this Rhett Butler that every girl wanted to date, this tall, dark, handsome epitome of masculinity from the book Gone with the Wind. And now you are the person, like, for example, Man Mar Gaya, a person who's okay to reveal his softer side. And we desperately needed such men on screen so that the men out there in the society could get a message that it's okay to be soft, it's okay to be nice. बदला लेने की उम्मीद जो है ना, वो जो आदमी के अंदर जो movies ने
I disagree. I don't think it's okay to be nice. I think it's very important and imperative to be nice. Yeah, you should be, that's the way I was brought up. And maybe somewhere it reflects in my choices in films. But I think it's very important to be gentlemanly. It is important to be chivalrous. I do understand and appreciate in today's day and age of gender equality, chivalry somewhere is something that's been put in to the back seat. But no, I think chivalry is essential. And I don't mean any disrespect to women. I've been brought up by very strong women. My entire life, I've been surrounded by very strong women. And it's important to acknowledge first and foremost that they're the better sex than us. We are the weaker sex compared to them. What a woman can do, there's no way a man can do it. You accept that and move on. Do the best that you can do. But it's very important to be a good person, to be a kind person.
Absolutely. Let me take you back to the days of your family being, of course, in the cinema business. And ABCL, there's a friend of mine called Guru, and he was telling me कि corporate culture Hindi cinema में आ जाया है, लेकिन technically देखा जाए तो corporate culture ABCL लेकर आया था. उस वक्त शायद industry इसके लिए तैयार भी नहीं थी, and probably that was the reason why ABCL kind of had to bear a few losses also. But that taught Abhishek a lot of lessons in production, and probably one of the reasons why he's such a cooperative actor on the set and a cooperative member of the fraternity is the reason that he has been a producer himself. And he was telling me कि Australia आपका कोई shoot था जिसमें Tinu Anand ji नहीं जा पाए थे, and you went there and you kind of took charge of the entire production, and you know how it is, the way you mentioned, it's like the sweat and the blood and the tears of everybody. So you don't throw tantrums on the set, and you're not too aggressive or too over demanding on the set. That is one quality which has kind of kept your friends stuck with you, and they're there with you, and it's like a team that you operate as. And one of the reasons why industry respects you a lot. Tell me the mindset of a producer, and why is this ability to kind of identify with the person who's put his money, hard-earned money in a project, what does it bring inside you?
Atika, I actually have a slightly different approach to that. I mean, Guru's a dear friend, and I'm thankful that he spoke so kindly. I don't think, I think it's a bit embarrassing that, today we need to speak about actors and say that, oh, they don't throw tantrums and this and that, and oh, they show up on time. Excuse me, you're a professional. You've been paid to do what you do. You go do your job. So I don't do anything apart from that. Part of my job is to go and do the best I can in front of the camera. The professional side of it, which is certain timings or whatever, I mean, that it's all there. I mean, that's something that should be happening any which way. It can't be something that we speak about and say, oh, how nice to have an actor that shows up on time and doesn't throw any tantrums and is not demanding. You're not there to come late or to throw tantrums or to be demanding. You're there to go and act, and you've been paid for that. There's a professional contract in place, and you get on with it. So I very honestly have never really thought about it in that terms. I've just gone and done the work the way I've observed my parents do it, and how you're meant to do it. Having said that, in my last 21 years, I've done over 60 to 70 films. I've never come across an actor who's actually thrown a tantrum.
Really?
Or been demanding. No, I've not. I think somewhere maybe it's a bit of a overblown urban legend. I'm sure There might be instances, but there's always two sides to the story. I've never witnessed it, so it wouldn't be fair of me to talk about it. Like I said, it's a very difficult industry. I've seen both ends of it. I've been an actor who's been out of work. I've been the actor that people wouldn't take your phone calls. I've been the actor that once your movie hits, you know, and it does really well, people start calling you. I've seen both ends of the spectrum. And it's fine. I don't take it personally because that's just the nature of the beast. That's just the way it is. You have to go out there and you have to respect what you do and love what you do and do it for the film industry. This is an extended family for me. You know, every crew member is like an extended family to me, and I genuinely believe that because I am from this industry and I'm very protective and possessive about it.
But tell me, Abhishek, we can see a lot of edgy content in the web series. There are a lot of intimate scenes. There is a lot of crime. There are a lot of gory scenes, and it probably 2 years ago it was at its zenith. There were a lot of them, and those scenes were actually quite worrisome for parents because these days the children have access to these platforms and they're watching it. You have said in multiple interviews that you have actually not been a part of movies or content on web series where they wanted you to do intimate scenes or the kind of scenes that probably children should not watch, and you also kind of lost projects. Why do you do that?
That's just a personal choice, and I think that should be respected. Every actor has the God-given right to choose the kind of work that they would like to do. I'm not comfortable doing certain things, and I don't do that because if I'm not comfortable, start off with, apart from the morality of it, if I'm not comfortable, I'm not going to be able to be comfortable on camera. You know, that's going to show. So my performance is not going to be convincing. But that's just a personal choice. I don't think a big deal has to be made out of it. I think everybody, it's an art form and everybody has the freedom to choose what they want to do, how they want to do it, and when they want to do it. It's just a personal choice of mine right now. And that's it.
I really appreciate that because as children have more and more access to the internet and mobile phones, I guess leading actors need to make that choice so that it doesn't become a trend. Also because the children need to be taken care of. Their minds need to be taken care of, isn't it?
You know, it's always a catch-22 with an art form and morality. You know,
right.
Where do you draw the line? It's very difficult. You know, people want and it's our constitutional right to freedom of expression, and you're allowed to make the kind of content and material that you want. I've never really understood with why there's such a brouhaha about this. At the end of the day, I firmly believe it's a choice you are making. Nobody's forcing you to see it. If there is any content that could be sensitive or not appropriate for a certain age group, it is classified as such. And when it is, then you know that it's not meant for you. I don't think we should stop creating content like that. I think that, I mean, if people feel and it's justified, yes, agar bevajah ho rahi hai, then obviously it makes no sense. Then I don't agree with that. You know, just because we can show some excessive violence or excessive, sexual laxity, that doesn't mean we should do it for the sake of it. There has to be a plausible, strong reason for it. And that's fine. But the point is we have a classification system for this very purpose. That is it appropriate for children? Is it appropriate for a particular age group? If not, you shouldn't be watching it. At the end of the day, even in cinemas, you buy that ticket. If there's something about that product that you feel might be offensive, don't buy the ticket. Don't go. It's as simple as that.
Right. And what is it about The Big Bull that completely drew you to its script and you wanted to do it?
Well, I actually said yes to the film before I even heard the script. So, that's just my that's my relationship with Ajay. You know, Ajay is a family, and I can't say no to him. So I'd already said yes, and I was just lucky that he gave me such a wonderful character to do. I mean, an actor would give an arm and a leg to do a film like this and a character like this, and I'm very lucky that he thought of me.
And when you do characters from various parts, various regions of India, like in Yuva, you were playing a guy from UP, and then in Mani Ratnam's films, you go down south, and then in Guru and this film, you understand the Gujarati culture and the dialect and the way they behave. How do you prepare for it? As an actor, what is your process?
Well, everybody prepares. You have to try and make, like I said, the character that comes on screen has to be as relatable and understandable to the audience in order to buy into their journey. And you do what it takes. There's a certain balancing act that you have to keep doing, because the uniqueness of Hindi cinema is it's a pan-India product. It's not just a localized product. So sometimes you have to maybe compromise on the authenticity of a particular regional character so that you can appeal to a wider audience.
Right.
Did
you have Gujarati friends you grew up? Did you grow up in a multi-ethnic society? Did you grow up with
Yes,
people from
absolutely.
Gujarat and Bengal?
Absolutely. But today we have a lot of these wonderful acting coaches and dialect coaches and all of that come on board and they help with the preparation. But like I said, in Hindi cinema, you're always finding that one balance. Sometimes you can go whole hog and be absolutely authentic to a particular ethnicity that you're coming and portraying. Sometimes you have to balance it off so that it appeals across the board. So like I said, there's a lot of preparation, a lot of hard work that goes into it, and everybody does it. And we all try our best to try and be the character to the best of our ability.
Great. Abhishek, you are God's slow work of art, and I have really appreciated your journey and your characters and your performances.
Thank you.
And I think as a man, you always set the right example. I talk about you to a lot of friends. I keep mentioning this. You might not know about this, but people do hold you in very high esteem. And I'm glad to make your acquaintance today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe.
Thank you. You too.